Hello and welcome, Polly here, and today I am on Black Desert Online, and this video is going to show you a few useful tips for a brand new player to this game. First tip is when you're making your character, take some time and get him looking just right, because there is no way to change the appearance of the character without spending real money to buy pearls to buy a appearance change coupon. Now there is a coupon that will last for 1 month and it will allow you to change the appearance on all your characters at any time for 30 days, but you have to spend money. So I really recommend making sure you spend that extra time making your character look just right. Now if you delete a character, there is a 24-hour wait period, so I recommend using one of your free character slots, make a test character, load him into the game, make sure it looks alright. It's also worth noting that when you're doing your character, there is a weather button here which looks like the sun icon. It says weather underneath. Clicking this will give you different lighting options and you can see a little bit better when it comes to actually making your character and making sure it looks alright, because the last thing you want to do is make your character find out it just looks a little bit odd depending on what time of day it is or what lighting you had when you were creating it. So that's tip number one. Tip number two, talk to every single NPC you come across. Now when I say talk, they normally have something above their head like an icon, or they won't be like generic NPC like villager here, you know, more villagers. Okay, this is Heinz, so he's actually got a name. So anyone who's named or has an icon above their head you want to talk to. Now the reason for this is because you will start increasing your knowledge, and every time you increase your knowledge about people in the world, creatures that you fight, fish that you fish up, that type of thing, you will gain energy, and energy is extremely important. Now you can see the energy up here in the top left. I currently have 113 energy points. I will get 1 energy point recovered every 3 minutes. If you want to recover it faster, sleep in a bed. You can either craft a bed, buy a bed from a merchant, or spend some cash shop pearls and buy one off there. Another note on energy, never let it cap out. For instance, if my energy was about to reach 113, it would be capped out, thus it would be wasted. So always have it to a point where it's regenerating, so you've always doing something useful with it. I recommend, if you're not processing or gathering and you've got spare energy, invest it into a node. Now you can check out my other videos on how nodes work, but for instance here I can drop 10 energy in there, and we look now, my energy is down to 23, so that's a good use of energy. Speaking of node management, always speak to these guys because they will uncover the map for you. As you play, you will get rid of the fog of war every time you uncover a new node, so that is extremely useful for clearing the map and making it easier to see. Now it is worth getting accuracy stats on your gear when you're leveling. Your gear will probably change later on, but you will want to get accuracy. Now what accuracy does is make sure your attacks hit whatever you're fighting if it's a higher level than you. Now this is quite important, especially if you get into a grinding group and you're killing mobs that are currently like red or purple to you, because a lot of your attacks will miss otherwise. One useful tip is to join a guild, because some guilds might have guild skill points invested into things such as accuracy points or attack power, extra health, or damage reduction. This is pretty useful to check out, and just if you're leveling, try and join a guild. It's also not a bad way of making a little bit of extra money, as in if you get put on a contract and if you increase your activity, you could get a raise and you could end up earning some decent money on a daily basis. You can get accuracy from various armor such as the Taratus armor, and I believe it's the Callus jewelry set. And you can get those from a marketplace, and to find a marketplace, just go to one of the nearby towns and there's always a big group of people huddled around the market person. On that note, any extra gear you accumulate, you'll want to go to a marketplace, click on My Registered, and if the gear is not used for anything, click on the Register Item button, right click on the item, and I do recommend probably setting it to the minimum price, confirming it, and just selling it. This way you'll be able to keep your inventory nice and clear and hopefully make some good money back while you're leveling. Although this is harder to do nowadays due to the sheer number of people playing and the sheer number of loot that has been gathered, so people are always listing items. Another thing, as you may level, you will start to loot items called Blackstones. These will either be Blackstone weapon or Blackstone armor. These are for enchanting your gear. Now you can only access this after your Black Spirit is a certain level. And on the note of the Black Spirit, always do any quests given to you by the Black Spirit, because he will lead you to different areas to grind and level up. Also, you'll receive some useful things such as inventory slot expansion, contribution points, that type of thing. And as you can see here, you just go enchantment, you drop your weapon or armor piece in there and then use the corresponding Blackstone. Now you can upgrade your weapons and armor, or you can upgrade your weapons to +7 with the weapon Blackstones, and your armor to +5 I believe with the weapon with the armor Blackstones, without it failing. But after that there'll be a chance of it failing, so that is worth keeping being mindful about. You will also get scrolls of recommendation. While I do not have any of them in my inventory to show you, it is recommended that you try to trade it with someone who also has a scroll, but try and make sure it's someone you can trust, like a guildie, so they're not going to screw you out of the deal. Basically, you'd exchange scrolls of recommendation and you'll basically have a chance to either get some jewelry or health potions, that type of thing, in return, which is very useful. Also, hitting P will bring up the My Information page. Every day you are playing, go to Task and make sure you claim your daily loyalty points. Do not forget this. Your loyalty points can be used to purchase things from the marketplace under the loyalty tab, such as increased weight limit, extra character slot, inventory expansion, and so on. If you are ever stuck trying to find the location of a vendor or merchant or a service, click on the NPC search button in the top right, and you can click on any of these and it will set a waypoint to where you need to travel. You can also click T to auto travel once the waypoint has been set. Also, make sure you keep your armor in good condition. If your armor gets decayed, make sure you get it repaired. Visit one of the repair vendors. It's not always an armor vendor. Various other NPCs can have the repair function. You'll have to check, and it will cost a little bit of money to repair what is equipped. When you have to AFK out of the game, if you're able to do so, I recommend using that time wisely. You can leave your character AFK fishing and he will auto fish every 3 minutes, or he'll catch a fish and will reel it in every 3 minutes. This is pretty useful. You can make some good money from this. Make sure you check out my other video concerning hotspots and fishing for a profit. The alternative would be getting a trade pack and just leaving your character running in circles. This way you can increase your character's strength, and that would in turn increase his weight allowance. I also want to point out that by eating food you can increase your health. It's slow, but it's worth doing in the long run, so always try to eat food. If you can either cook it yourself or you can buy it off the marketplace. My final tip is to make sure you always do the quests as you come by them. You don't have to, the choice is yours, but if you were to level up, eventually you'd want to come back and start doing the quests so you can get your contribution points up. You'll find a number of daily quests here and there. They have the yellow box above their head. And if I show you here, the reward will be contribution XP, which is this bar here, and contribution points are used to invest in houses or in nodes so you can run trade packs and things like that. Again, visit one of my videos to see the explanation for that, but in the long term contribution points equal money, so you will want to be doing that as you level. Anyway, this guide's been a little bit all over the place, but all of the tips are there. Hope it's helpful to you, and if you do play Black Desert Online, I hope you have fun. Anyway, thank you for watching. Till next time.